yeah, I think it might be time for me to go. The financial people, they want to talk to me. I don't know what there is to talk about besides y'all running me my money back. I'm really not interested in moving into another shelter, but I will if I have to, so that I don't have to sleep in my car. I'm trying to like do all this stuff behind the scenes while still being a good, results producing worker for my job. And it's like, it's hard to balance all this stuff all at once. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm coming to you live from lunch break, and as detailed to y'all in the last video, there was an issue that I had with the shelter, which kind of caused a snowball effect that I'm still trying to navigate now. So I wasn't able to pay fully into their mandatory savings program, and so the amount left over that I was supposed to pay is supposed to roll over into this paycheck. And so after paying my bills and doing the math, I can give them the regular 50% of my income, but I can't do that additional amount from what I was supposed to pay last pay period. And so yeah, I think it might be time for me to go. I haven't let them know yet, and I know that they're not going to be happy about that, but there's nothing I can do. Like, I'm not about to go into the negative and be just out here penniless with no way to keep gas in my car or to stay fed, during my lunch break and stuff like that. I'm just not about to go through this. Like, the fact that they are so strict and rigid about this program, it's just causing me to live a life that is just too mired in poverty. Like, it's not gonna work out anymore. So when I get back to the shelter today, I'm gonna let them know, and we just gonna go from there. Now, apparently, okay, so y'all didn't know this, but I do have another interesting development. I recently started therapy, and I have 2 social workers. One of them is my social work therapist, and then the other one is more like a case manager to connect me to resources in the community to help me out. And y'all, they just believe in me so much. Like, I feel like they believe in me more than I believe in myself. It's like they are seeing something. They can see exactly what it is that I'm trying to do, and they are pushing me to my goals, and I'm running with it. It's kind of like an airplane, the wind that goes beneath the wings to, keep propelling it forward. That's what I feel like they're doing. They're the wind underneath my wings. And so, hey, I'm here for the ride. I don't know what's gonna come next. I don't know, what's gonna happen as a result of me, essentially, leaving the shelter or getting kicked out of the shelter, whatever way you want to look at it. I don't know. It's out of my control. Like, I didn't ask for that previous pay period to be shorter. So I just feel like my life is not my own. But I mean, God knew that this was going to happen. So he must have a plan for what's about to happen next. I just pray that it's better than that shelter, because y'all, life in that shelter was just Another update is that I got in touch with a lender. I think they're called Lending Legends or something like that. And so I filled out my application with them last night to get pre-qualified, and then she said give her 24 hours to process it, and then we'll move on to putting together a mortgage approval plan to help me reach my savings goals, help me just basically navigate the process of home buying and getting pre-approved and everything like that. So she said they're going to do a hard inquiry on my credit, which I'm ready. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing else I can do as of right now to improve my credit. Like, whatever my credit score is, that's just what it's going to be for right now. So they said they're going to work with that. They're going to work with my situation. Like, they just know all the details. I just plan to be transparent with them the whole way so that there's no uh-ohs, no oopsies, no anything like that to cause any deals to fall through and things like that. So yes, we're gonna get an owner-occupied multi-family home. I'm wanting to do a duplex. If we can go bigger for cheap, that'll be cool, but baseline standard is gonna be a duplex. I'm hoping that a tenant will already be in the other side so that I can already go ahead and start generating that income. We're gonna go FHA, 3.5% down, and we're gonna look for down payment assistance, closing cost assistance, just all of the things. Meanwhile, I'm still gonna be, regardless of whether or not I'm in the shelter doing their mandatory savings program, I'm still gonna be saving my money to the best of my ability. I'm probably not gonna do 50% of my gross, maybe 50% of my net or 40%, but it's not gonna be me saving so much money to where I can't keep gas in my car and I can't eat. Like, that just doesn't make sense to me. I've been needing new glasses for a long time. I've been needing to go to the dentist for a long time. Been needing to see the doctor for a long time. And I couldn't through all this time because I just did not have the money from paying into this program. So I'm just like, nah, we ain't doing that. We gonna get the care that I need because all my basic needs need to be met. Like, that should be the baseline standard. He has to have a plan. He knew that this was gonna happen. He knew that September only had 30 days. And so he knew my paycheck was going to be less. And he knew it was going to cause the snowball effect. So let's see what happens next. Hello there. So I do have an update. I emailed the caseworker or whomever at the shelter. So I sent her an email breaking down the full math of what expenses I owe and how the program is not really helping me that much. It's hurting me more than it's helping me. And so I went ahead and let them know, hey, this is just not going to work out anymore. Because if I continue to pay into this program, that's just me mismanaging my money. Like, that's just me deliberately mismanaging my money. And I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to be out here broke, no gas in my car, hungry, not able to afford my basic needs, not able to go to the doctor and all this other stuff just to stay in the shelter. It's not that serious. There are other resources out here. This shelter is not the end all be all of my life. So it's time to move my feet, y'all. So I went ahead and confirmed that with them. So I'm on my way there now. The financial people, they want to talk to me. I don't know what there is to talk about besides y'all running me my money back, but I guess we're gonna go back there and see how much time they'll give me. I think standard is gonna be a week, but maybe I won't even need a week. Maybe God will turn something around tomorrow. Not saying that I'll get a house tomorrow, but I'm just having faith that this is all gonna work out because I know that He's behind everything. And like I've been telling y'all since the jump, when it's time to move, I'm moving. I'm not gonna overstay my welcome. We ain't doing none of that. So I guess we getting out the shelter sooner than I thought. Much sooner than I thought. So here we go. Hey y'all, what's up? So it is a new day. So that meeting that I had yesterday with the shelter was kind of pointless. I guess my case manager wanted me to go into great detail about what my financial situation is and why I can't pay. I guess she wanted me to basically plead with them, but ain't nothing to plead about. If it's time to move, it's time to move. So I just went ahead, let the financial people know, look, I'm not staying here. And so they were like, okay, well, when are you leaving? And I said, well, when am I getting my money? And they were like, well, it's gonna take a week, so Monday the 7th. And I'm just like, okay. So I guess my last day at that shelter is November the 7th. So all day today, I'm just trying not to stress out about anything while looking for my next place. I use resources provided by the case manager that works with my therapist, and so I've been calling around different shelters. Well, I probably only called one other shelter because I'm really not interested in moving into another shelter, but I will if I have to, so that I don't have to sleep in my car because it's about to get cold. Like, it's November now. And so, but I also found that there are transitional housing services out here. So like free or low cost apartment style, places for people that are experiencing homelessness. So I prefer to get into a place like that so that, I can get more so out of the shelter scene and into something that's somewhat similar to an apartment or house. I think that'll do better for my mindset as I'm trying to prep myself for the home buying process. Oh, and update, I got a credit analysis done yesterday. My credit score jumped, so it's looking good. The only thing is that I need to get my credit card down below 10%. I did have like 3 credit cards that owed a balance, but I was able to pay off 2 of them since I've been working. So it's just that one with this really big old balance that I need to pay off, and that was the one that I used to help me move to Houston, because when I came out here, I didn't have, y'all already seen in that video, I didn't have a lot of money. And so a lot of pop-up expenses like the U-Haul and all that stuff, I just went ahead and used my credit card for it, and for like setting up utilities, deposits, and things like that. So I've been praying for God to help me figure out a way to help me come out with like it's a little bit more than $1,900 that I need to put on that credit card to be able to get it below 10%. So almost $2,000. So yeah. Also, update on the trip to Egypt. I called my church and I asked them if I could be able to work and earn my way to Egypt. And then the person who answered the phone, she said, I don't know, but let me connect you to somebody who might know. And so she forwarded my call to one of the other pastors there, but she wasn't in the office, so I just left a voicemail. But I have her phone number, so if I don't hear back from her this week, then I'll probably just text her or ask her when I see her at church this Sunday. I know she's like super busy with like a million things to do, so yeah, I'm gonna try to work my way to Egypt, because I know the church ain't just going to give me $5,000 to go to Egypt. So I'm going to try to work for that job. I'm trying to work for it. So yeah, so in the next few days or so, we're going to see what happens next. We're going to see if I'm able to secure a transitional home, or if I'll be transitioning into another shelter. And if I do go to another shelter, then I hope that it is 5,000 times better than the shelter I'm coming out of. Because boy, I told my therapist this shelter has been the source of so much stress and anxiety for just dumb stuff. Like the staff members just do dumb stuff. Like they just hate their lives and they hate working there, and they make everybody feel it. I hate that. So yeah, we getting out of there. We're gonna be out by Monday, November 7th or sooner. So yep, I'm on my way there now, counting my days. So yeah. Y'all, today has been a long day already. I'm trying to go about this in the most, like, what's the word? Shrewd way possible. Trying to get all of my ducks in a row very quickly and quietly. And when I say quietly, I mean trying not to raise any red flags at my job, because y'all, I had to push my start time an hour forward. I usually work 8 to 5, but last night I asked them, can I work 9 to 6? Because there is a food bank out here called Gulf Coast Community Services or something like that. And they, you call them, they set an appointment, but typically the appointment is like 8 o'clock in the morning. So I went there. I got some canned goods, some canned fruit, tuna. They had a ready-made meal in there, but it had expired a week ago, and I know my stomach ain't gonna do that, so I had to toss that. But yeah, got some food because I'm still transitioning. I don't know, if I'm gonna be in my car for a little while or not, but I just wanted to make sure I had some food on me just in case I do have to live out my car. So I'm still due for a COVID test later today so that I can get in the shelter, the new shelter, tomorrow if I have to. I don't really want to, but if I have to, I will, like I told y'all before. But I do have some good news. So after spending so much time calling all these different transitional housing places and just getting rejection after rejection after rejection for like a whole hour and a half straight, finally I called one and they did a phone screening on me. So before they can do anything, before they can help me out or anything, I have to provide some documentation. So the first thing I have to do is write like a short essay or whatever documenting what abuse that I faced in my childhood. Then I have to get a mental health assessment done to see if my diagnoses are still the same. I was previously diagnosed in 2020 with a few things, so I'm just gonna have to get it again to see if if that's still the same. Of course, sending them my check stubs because I gotta prove that I'm actually working, and then getting a letter from the current shelter that I'm at to say that I've been a resident there and that I'm leaving soon. So I gotta take care of those 4 things as fast as possible so that I can try to get into the transitional housing, which is gonna be either free or very low cost, like apartment style setup and not a shelter. So y'all, we gonna see how this work out. I'm praying for the best. Like, y'all seen I'm at work, like I'm trying to like do all this stuff behind the scenes while still being a good results producing worker for my job, and it's like it's hard to balance all this stuff all at once, but it is what it is. So, thank you. All right. It wasn't nothing on that cotton swab besides boogers. So I know that's going to be negative, so that's not going to be an issue. And I'll get the results in 2 hours and then send it to the new shelter just in case I need to go there. But maybe I will have all this paperwork in, I don't know. If I can do it before 3 tomorrow, that would be like, I don't know if it's gonna happen that fast. So I might just have to go to the new shelter at least over the weekend or something like that, so that because I don't want to stay at the old shelter and extend my stay, extend waiting for the transitional housing to come through, because it might not even come through. So I might as well just go ahead and take my money and leave, and then just see what happens next, because I just know if I stay there it's not gonna be good, because it's time for me to leave. So updates. Hey y'all, I'm just in my car taking a mental health break because y'all, I'm tired. Okay, it's so hard to concentrate on my job today because everything has just been moving so fast all day long, and I did that COVID test during my lunch break. So while on my lunch break, I was running and ripping, sending off emails, trying to get everything together for the transitional housing. So now I'm just feeling burnt out. I'm just trying to decide, am I going to get some coffee so I can get through the rest of my shift? Because my shift is not over for another 3 hours. So I don't know how I'm going to get through this. A part of me wants to just take off and just go back to the shelter and take a nap. But at the same time, I don't really want to be there either. I'm probably not really gonna be able to rest because there's like the roommates are in there and they're not really quiet, and I'm out in the parking lot. I ain't about to sleep in my car. It's uncomfortable in here, so I'm just have to tough it out. But yeah, I got my COVID test done. I got a mental health assessment done very fast, like within an hour's time. So they're writing up a form or a letter for me right now so that I can give it to the transitional housing. The case manager at the current shelter, she's writing up a letter of residency. And then I'm gonna be writing my own personal letter probably later on tonight, because I can't do it right now. So I'm getting everything together quick in a hurry so that we can get this thing moving. So I'll probably come back and update y'all tomorrow. I don't think I don't think that I'll have any other updates for today. It's just trying to fight through the rest of my shift, really. So yeah, see y'all tomorrow. Hey y'all, what's going on? So I'm coming back to update y'all on what went down. So I ended up moving out of the old shelter, and now I'm in a different shelter across town. As y'all know, I really didn't want to go there, but you know, I didn't want to move out of the old shelter on Monday and then miss out and have to live in my car. So I went ahead and went. And y'all, this, I ain't gonna call it a new shelter because it's old, but this second shelter is so much better than the first. I was telling someone, I think I was telling my therapist that I believe God sent me to that other shelter first so that I would be more grateful for whatever was to come next. And I am, y'all. This second shelter is definitely a godsend. I don't feel like I'm in prison. I don't feel like I'm being treated like less than a human. It's a very small, tight-knit, family-like setting at this second shelter, okay? They feeding us good food that's already cooked, bigger portions. You know, they feeding us like we're adults, okay? And they have more than enough for all of us. And, you know, I don't know. It just feels like everybody just has a lot of love on the inside of them. And so I feel warm, I feel accepted, I feel open to be myself. I don't feel like I have to be cold and distant and closed up like a clam, you know, to prevent, you know, walk around on eggshells to not make any staff members angry at me and things like that. So I am so grateful to be here. My roommates are very kind, down to earth. You know, everything is good. It's not perfect, but it's so much better than where I just came from. It turns out that they also have a 50% savings type of deal. So I don't know how long I'll be able to stay there because I'm definitely not gonna pay into that program because we seen how at the first shelter I wasn't able to do it. So we ain't even gonna try it again. So I'm still gonna be, you know, doing my due diligence to get into the other transitional place that I told y'all about, and we gonna see what their requirements are. So yeah, I'm still waiting to get the official pre-approval letter from this lender. My credit score is good. It's a 636, so I feel like I'm in a good position to, you know, really be able to buy a house soon, like very soon. So yeah, we just gonna take it one day at a time, see what this second shelter has to offer. You know, they have mandatory church. So I just got out of my own church, so guess I'll be heading back there soon to go to their mandatory church, which kind of sucks because it's like, how y'all force people to go to church? But it was like that at the other shelter too. It is what it is. But yeah, I guess this is just gonna be it for right now. I'm not gonna settle here. I'm not gonna get too comfortable here, even though, you know, they got real beds. It's not a metal cot, it's a real bed, y'all, and real food, and they have a little library sitting area in there. Like, I can see how easy it would become for people to get comfortable there. One lady was telling me that she was there for a whole year. I was like, whoa, that's too long. But that's how the atmosphere is. Like, the staff members that work there live there. Like, that's how you can tell it's a good place to be. But I ain't trying to be there forever. So yeah, we just gonna pass through, see what the Lord has in store for me there before I go, and just keep my head up. You know, I'm not as sad as I was. I'm actually doing very well mentally, spiritually, emotionally. My employer, they now know what's going on in my life, and they were very gracious towards me. They didn't judge me. They didn't threaten to fire me. Like, they're just like, yo, Bree, like, if you need anything, we got you. Don't hesitate to say nothing. Like, time-wise, we got you. Like, anything you need, just tell us. And so I was very, you know, happy to just to have that grace from them, because I was so scared to tell them what was going on, but I kept asking for time because I just cannot juggle. I can't juggle both things at once. So I'm just glad to know that they're supportive of me and they still value me as a team member. And yo, shout out to my employer. Yo, shout out to them. So like I said, we're just gonna take it one day at a time, y'all, and we're gonna see what becomes of this experience. Trouble don't last always. Y'all see I got the cooler in the back. I'm gonna try to utilize that some way, somehow, to try to keep, you know, food on me. But this second shelter, they have a fridge. Like, I could they have a fridge, they got microwaves, like they give you water. Like the other shelter, oh my god, I didn't even mean to go back into this, but the other shelter, they were so stingy about their water. You would ask them for a water bottle and they'd be like, oh, are you leaving? You can only get a water if you're leaving. It's like, how else am I supposed to stay hydrated throughout the day, like, if y'all ain't giving nobody water? Like, I don't know, like that first shelter, I gotta be careful not to curse them, but they gonna get what's coming to them. Like, that is not a Christian shelter at all. They don't act Christian. That's like that first shelter was like a domestic violence household, and so that's all I'm gonna say about that. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna get out of here and just chill out for the rest of the day, edit some YouTube videos, get some more content up on my website. Make sure y'all checking that out. Trying to get back into the blog thing, breemecca.com, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But thank y'all so much for tuning in on this journey, transitioning from one shelter to another. I feel like I'm chronically homeless now, even though I'm pretty sure this doesn't fit the definition of chronically homeless, because I've only been homeless for like 3 months and some change. But the fact that I moved from one shelter to another makes me feel like, yo, this is a chronic problem. But it's not the worst. Thank you, God, for good health. I feel like health is so underrated. I can't imagine going through this situation and having bad health at the same time. Nah. So I'm praying for every individual out there who is not well. You're a person with disabilities or whatever, just praying for good health on y'all, because it's hard out here. Life is too hard to be, you know, hurting and unhealthy and all that stuff. I can't. So yeah, just praying for y'all pray for me, and I'll see y'all next week. Peace out. And I went there and the leasing agent was late, and so I was like, okay, that's strike number one. I went inside. She showed me the unit. There was sewage inside the tub. It was still in there. It was chunky, and it was a lot of it. And there was a gecko running around on the stove. So I was just looking at her like, really? Like, this is what y'all trying to sell?